I'm Katie and welcome to a new hair tutorial and makeup tutorial for you today. Today I'm going to be starting off by putting a highlighting cream on my face, dabbing it in the areas where I would highlight, and then I'm going to be putting my foundation on top of that. And yes, that means highlight is going to go all over, so not necessarily exactly where I put it, but it's going to focus a bit more where I do want it. And this is going to give an overall glow without making my face look oily. So now I'm just blending that all in, getting it out of my eyebrow, back on my face where it needs to be. And I really like this effect. I was performing outdoors and this really captured the sunlight. And I was very pleased with the overall look, and hopefully you'll love it too. A little teeny bit goes a long way. It looks like those are big pieces, but I could hold it all on the tip of my finger. It was smaller than the size of a pea. Add a little bit more foundation if you run out. And keep on blending until you have a smooth canvas. I'm going to be doing a lot of highlighting with this look that I'm going with today. And when you do highlighting and then layer on top more highlighting, it's called draping. So think of like the fashion industry when you're making an outfit, it's draping. So here I'm using the lightest highlighter in the Stila Starlight palette, and I'm putting that in all the main areas I want highlighted. This again is going to be layered on top of inner corners of my eyes, tops of my cheekbones going into the eye area, just above the brow bone, sweeping upwards towards the hairline, and right on top of my lip. Now you want to put on your eyelid primer, eyeshadow base. This is going to keep everything where you put it. Now I'm going with a color corrector just underneath my eye. I'm anticipating a lot of fallout from what I'm working with because I'm going to be doing a lot of intense pigments. And this is going to help me take a tissue later if I need to and just blend all that away if it falls down there. Now, like I've shown you before, this palette by Tarte, it's Tartelette in Bloom, has these really great matte colors that can work fantastically for a bronzer, for contouring. So you don't necessarily have to buy another product in order to do that. I love this new peach blush by BareMinerals because it has a shimmer in it, so it is absolutely perfect for this look. Remember, if you're performing, to apply more blush than you really think that you need, especially if we're going to be blending that up. If you're in stage lights or really heavy sunlight, that blush just fades away and you can look really washed out if you don't have contouring and color. This is a gold by Makeup Forever. It's almost like an antique gold, and the metallic pigment is very intense. It's not a glitter, which I appreciate. It's just metallic. And I am really applying that heavily along the crease of my eye and the lower eyelid, and I'm going to pull that out into a long wing because we're going to be layering more and more into that wing area. Now I'm taking the bronze shimmer color from my Tartelette in Bloom, and I'm really defining those areas of my eye. So just in the inner corner and on the lower lid, and winging it out again. Now I'm taking a blending brush. You can apply a little bit more gold if you want to at this point, or just blend it on out. This brush is absolutely fantastic, and I'm using the darkest pigment that I have in the Tartelette in Bloom to define the edges of my eye. And I'm going to be pulling that out into the sharp wing pretty dramatically. You can see I'm getting fallout there below my eye, so that is going to come off a lot more easily now that I have something there to wipe off with it. So here's where I'm making the wing. I'm just following the line of my eye as if the eyelashes continue to grow up. And that's the line I'm going with. And this is going to be a pretty thick line. It doesn't have to be absolutely perfect because we're going to be going in with a liquid liner later and just making everything the way we want with precision. I'm pulling it down a little bit on the bottom here just to make it look a bit more natural and blended in. And also gives more darkness and definition to that wing. Check your fingers since we're using so much pigment and make sure you don't have anything that you can transfer to your face. You can use a business card here to get this line if you're having trouble freehanding it. You can also use a piece of tape. Check my hands again. Now I'm going to go back under my eyes again with the color corrector. Any fallout is going to magically disappear. And don't forget to pull it down into a triangle of light under each eye. Now this is the tricky part, getting on enough of the dark eye makeup so you can really see that Egyptian eye shape. I'm lining my waterline here because I really want that darkness. This is a completely white shimmer. And I'm applying it heavily on the inner corners of my eye because I'm going to be wearing a white skirt that you can see in the background. And I really like that white to pop. I'm defining my eyebrows a bit more. Again, with color from the Tarte and Bloom palette. Just because my eyeliner is so dark, if you don't darken your eyebrows along with it, it just doesn't frame your eye adequately. And now I'm using my setting powder by CoverFix. All of my products are listed below if you're curious about what I'm using. Alright, so now everything is looking pretty matte, even though we have that highlighting below. I'm going to pull that out with more highlighting. So again with the Stila, and I'm using the mid-tone. Again, going above my cheekbones. Definitely pull that into the eye as much as you can without accidentally smudging anything. And now, because of the striping effect that we've done, all of the highlight is really shining through. You can see immediately that's giving you a very dazzling effect. And now I'm going to be using this on my neck and décolletage and on my shoulders. So anywhere there would normally be highlight as you move, I'd like that to catch even more light. And since my skin down here is just slightly bit darker, that's why I'm using the darker color. My belly dance style has a lot more sparkle to it than tribal does, even though this is a fusion dance that could go either way. I'm going to be doing several dances today. And overall, the look is sparkly, so I'm going to be adding some gold glitter here. This is typical of what belly dancers do. I'm also putting on false eyelashes, blending those in with a little bit more liner to make sure that they look as natural as possible, and adding some glitter just above that. Be very strategic with glitter on your face. Depending where you put it, it emotes different emotions. I'm trying a lip stain here, and I'll be doing a review on these later. I really like this pigment. It's a dark pink, almost a red. It's a great base for other lipsticks that are very close to that color. Alright, so now for the hair. I'm going to be separating out the front part. And you can see everything in front of my ears, all the way up to the crown of my head. Pull to the front. Everything in the back. I'm going to be pulling that into a little ponytail or wrap it up into a bun. Whatever you need to do to get it out of the way. And make sure we're not going to accidentally catch some of it and pull it into our hairstyle. Now the back of your head here, you can do anything that you'd like with it. Add texture to it, add curl to it, or just leave it straight like I have. So now I am brushing everything to the side. And this is going to be a French braid. As simple as a French braid is, your hair is going to fight you trying to start from a base like this, just like if you were flipping your entire head over and starting from the back. So just in the beginning, it's going to fight you a little bit. Remember to start off small with your stitches so they are really well defined, and very slowly add a little bit more volume to them. Now I could very easily do a lace braid here, and if I wasn't performing, I might try that. The reason I am doing a French braid is because I need a lot of stability, and a lace braid would move on me because I'm going to be doing balancing with a sword and possibly with a candle tray. So I really need that stability on top of my head. A French braid is going to lock everything into place. However, I am pulling the stitches back towards the part, so it almost looks like a lace braid, even though it's not. So that means I'm taking smaller stitches from the back and longer sweeping ones from the front. So the braid is going to lay further back on my head. This is also more attractive, I feel, to have it sweeping further back away from my face. So you can see here how my stitches are getting a little bit wider, but I'm still pulling them fairly tight so that they're flush to my head. And we're going to continue to do this all the way across. You're going to use up every little bit of hair. Double check as you go that everything is laying the way that you like. You can see how easy that is with the back hair pulled out of the way. Now at this point we're going to stop and we're going to divide the hair so we can start a fishtail braid. And remember, a fishtail braid is just 2 pieces. Give it to the other, pull a bit from the other side, give it to the other. Now when you reach the bottom, if you'd like this fishtail to continue all the way to the bottom, you really can't grab strands anymore, so I'm just folding over, keeping everything in close and tight. All those little ends try to poke out, just fold them back in and trade off one side after the other, folding. You still get the exact same look as a fishtail, and it finishes it off all the way to the tip, nice and tight. I'm going to secure that with an elastic. Now I'm going to let down the rest of my hair so that I can start putting this into place. Now we're going to roll, and that little end is going to poke out. Just poke it out so it's not in the way. And we're going to roll very tightly all the way up. Make sure that you're rolling in the correct direction that you want your rosette to sit. And then position it into place exactly where you like it. And now it's just a matter of pinning it down. When you pin, make sure you can grab as many of the inner layers as possible, so there's no chance of them poking back out or unraveling. I find about 4 bobby pins does great. Again, this is a very tight braid all the way through, so if you find that you have let it go a little bit too loose, just go back and redo it. You can accessorize if you like. And now I'm applying hairspray, which I don't normally do, but I do when I'm performing and I'm balancing on top because this is going to provide stickiness. I'm also applying my organic dry shampoo, and that is going to add the perfect texture. It's going to grip anything that I put on top of my head and not allow it to slide back off. I'm putting another accessory here to hide the parting and add a lot more dimension and statement to the other side of my head as well. Depending on where I'm standing, the audience always gets to see something in my hair. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. I would love to hear your comments below. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button because more are coming your way.